a second. I didn't get a chance.
Oh, the results. Yeah, so I didn't go to NCR. I was doing family stuff this weekend.
Yes.
You did. Mm-hmm. You were there. What were your thoughts even before we get to results?
NCR will and always will be, it feels like, probably the most laid back grassroots of the premier events. And, you know, as much as I enjoy NCR and I love NCR, like, it's tough because, one, it's nice that there is one of the events that is still kind of, like, it's still, I mean, jerkery is a good word to use to describe a lot of the mentality there. It's not that they're trying to be mean, but it's like old school fighting game mentality. You know what I mean?
Sure.
So there's that. But at the same time, like, it's the size of it, the attendance of it is never necessarily as large as a lot of the other events. So I wonder, like, should it maintain its premier status?
I remember last year we both thought that it probably should not, but there you go. Yeah.
So, but again, I had a great time there. I had a lot of fun. It's just, like I said, it does have that it has that feeling again where you're at a tournament and you feel like you know most of the people there, you know, cool. And everything like that. So it has that old feeling. And, you know, you get to see old school guys there too, like Bronson showing up out of nowhere and, like, winning tournaments and stuff like that.
Yeah, well, that might be the surprise, but he should go to NCR. Come on.
Dude, but that's the thing, right? NCR's in Sacramento, so half the people who are in San Francisco don't go because it's too far, because it's like an hour to 2 hour drive.
Right. Come on.
Which is like, my God, it's so far. Dude, so many of the people who showed up there were like, I drove all the way from San Francisco.
Come on.
And I was like, how long did it take you? It was like, man, with traffic, it was like 2 hours. I'm like, we did that every week to get to freaking Super Arcade, you know?
Come on. It's not an out-of-state tournament.
Yeah, I know, right? But I will say that the area is much nicer because they moved the stadium over there. So the King Stadium. So literally, like, you can walk to the King Stadium in like 2 minutes from the hotel.
Same hotel as last year?
Yeah,
Oh,
same hotel that it's been for years. And the interesting thing is, like, now that the stadium's there, they're developing the area. Right. Everything's under construction there. There's all these new restaurants. So it's starting to look a little nicer. Yeah.
Cool.
But, of course, there was also the other crazy thing that happened at the hotel. Like, so here's the thing, right? I like this place. I like this venue. We've been going there for like 3 or 4 years now. Since it's gone to Sacramento, it's always been in the same place. In fact, the old shopkeeper dude who works in the little store over there, he recognizes everybody.
Oh, that's, wow.
Like, every time I show up, he's always like, hey, how's it going? Nice to see you again. Like, he's like the nicest, like, sweetest, kindest, most gentle dude, right?
Nice. Yeah.
He's super cool. And, like, I like the venue. But then, of course, what happened was apparently a bolt, just through time, got too old, and it shook loose because sprinkler valves vibrate naturally, and so a pipe just burst.
Really?
And flooded everything.
I didn't realize that was the reason. I had heard that there was a fire on the roof. Was that
not
accurate?
Apparently there wasn't. Like, I heard there was a fire, and then there wasn't a fire, and then I heard that the pipe...
Right.
Yeah, there was all these different things, but basically, like, the whole top half of the hotel started flooding. And, like, I was sharing a room with Esteban, right, the Besteban, and we were sitting there, like, we could see our carpet getting slowly soaked. And seriously, this was like 2 a.m. at night. I'm, like, ready to climb into bed and go to sleep, and I hear this big old loud knock on my door. And I'm like, what's going on? And the fireman opens up the door. He's like, it's the fireman. I was like, what the hell? How'd you get in my room, right? One. But then, two, I was, like, talking to him. He's like, yeah, it's leaking. How bad is it here? I'm like, it sounds like it's, like, literally the wall between the bathroom and the bed sounded like it was raining inside the wall. Like, when I was in the bathroom from the vent, you could actually hear it. It sounded like a rainforest inside the wall. And, like, I was talking to the fireman. God. He's like, you can see it's a little soaked outside the door. And he's like, but it's not going to get any worse in your unit, right? Okay. It should be fine. I'm like, okay. The crazy thing is, this fireman, like, burst in the door. He's talking to me at, like, the loudest volume ever. Yeah. Just like, and Esteban just was just like...
He slept?
He slept through that whole thing.
Wow. Okay.
Now, I was like, okay. But as I was getting ready to go to sleep and walking around, parts of the bedroom carpet started getting soaked. And then in the middle of the room, this small puddle showed up.
Oh.
And I was like, And there's no water dripping anywhere. It's literally through the floor just soaking in. So I put on my shoes, and everywhere I walked, you could see wherever you walk, it was like, oh, time to absorb because you're walking. So there was like footprints like on the carpet wherever I was walking.
That's a bummer.
So I had to wake Esteban up, and I was like, I think we need to move.
You gotta get out of there.
And then, I had to get a new hotel room, and then we had to move. I got like 4 hours of sleep.
Yeah.
Then woke up for 10 a.m. commentary, and it was like...
That sucks, man.
But I can't even blame the hotel. Like, I can't even get mad. You know what I mean? Like, there would be one thing to be just like, stupid hotel, let's never go back again. But it was like great all the other years. And like,
that's true.
That pipe was going to break at some point in time. So
that sucks.
But yeah.
What can you do? All right.
It was interesting.
Yeah, it's definitely a bummer. That's for sure. I'm glad it wasn't too bad for you guys.
Oh, man. Do you want to just go through the results
Sure.
then?
Let's talk about the results then.
Results. Oh, let me also... Well, I'll do it when we get back there. Oops. Okay.
I watched a bit of it. I didn't completely ignore what was going on this weekend, although, again, I wasn't there and I didn't get to see a lot of it. But I did watch top 8s and, caught a little bit of it. Seemed like it was some good stuff, as we'll get to shortly.
Yeah, I just need to find the window right there.
There it is.
Okay.
Right on time.
Okay. Squeeze the window a little bit to shrink that. There we go. Perfect.
Beautifully framed.
So, there we go. NCR. Let's talk about the results here. Here's all the streams. Blah, blah. Schedule. Results. Street Fighter V. Let's go over the top 8. We had, in 7th place, we had GamerB and Mago with Macaulay and Karen. 5th place was LPN with M. Bison and Chris G with Guile. 4th place, Bonchan with Nash.
Pretty cool.
3rd place was Fudo with Armika. 2nd place, Liquid Knuckle Do with Guile. And 1st place, seemingly like the best person on the planet right now, is PG Punk.
Remember my pick to win Capcom Cup?
I do remember your pick to win Capcom Cup.
It was
Seems
Punk.
Pretty good so far.
Hey, look, you could see how he developed last year from summer to winter, basically. He went from like some guy to one of the best in the country. It was like so fast. You had to think that would continue, and certainly it is.
Yeah. And it's
good. Good job to him.
What's really interesting is I was told that in the team tournament, after Punk basically blew up Fudo and teabagged him like 5 or 6 times, right? That Fudo was quoted as saying that he felt like Punk was the best in the world.
Interesting.
Yeah, but who knows if that was just because he got bodied by him? And
he did, but
it's that option select, right? Well, I lost because he's the best in the world, but I mean, like, he's playing at another level. That guy never misses a crouching medium kick hit confirmed. And here's another thing too, is that I really feel like the game is suited towards his style of play, and that is the disrespect. Like, I'm really starting to feel like Street Fighter V is all about the disrespect.
Okay.
Because the players who succeed the most are the most disrespectful players, right? Like, Knuckle Do's kind of disrespectful. And I don't mean this in a negative way. I just mean their gameplay is like, I don't care what you do. I'm just going to overrun you. Smug, Knuckle Do, Punk, Nemo. Right? These are 4 guys who are just basically they kind of have this disrespect. Like Nemo early in Street Fighter V was sliding at people point blank with Vega, right? He just
got has Evo.
Right, exactly. So, and then he won Topanga with Urien. So I just feel like that's kind of what fits this game's style, and I think Punk kind of exemplifies that to the nth degree. And I feel like that I felt like it's that, and then also the people who have the most amazing read/guess mix-ups, which are the Virtua Fighter players, which are Fudo and Itazan.
Although they were, maybe the best or
exactly. They're good at everything. They're good at everything.
Players.
Yeah.
I actually would say that I thought these results, this top 8 in particular, was a good show that the game affords more styles, more play than I think people might have given it credit for. Because I feel like those people play very different styles. I feel like Bonchan plays quite differently than a Punk does. I feel like Knuckle Do and Chris G Giles are quite different. I feel like Mago and Punk Karens are different. Gamer B plays a different style. LPN plays all sorts of different characters and is quite different. Some of those players win by having good footsies, and some win by having amazing mix-ups. And I thought that was a bigger takeaway personally, but I don't know. Yeah, I thought it was a really good top 8. I was really happy for Punk, obviously. Awesome to see Bonchan do so well with Nash.
Yeah.
That character is, not great, clearly, but maybe more viable than I had thought. I just don't see anybody using him, and I don't play him myself, so
Yeah, see, that's the thing, is right, like, so GTO Kira is saying this, that he feels like, he's joking that Justin Wong got kind of left behind pretty fast, but, like, to me, it's getting to a point where I'm not surprised that, like, Justin and Daigo aren't doing well in the game.
Yeah.
Because I just don't feel like the game is suited for them. I don't think the game is designed for them, because I feel like the game puts you in rock, paper, scissors, and coin flip situations constantly. Right? It's literally every time you knock someone down, that's the game, right?
Sure.
And whereas Justin and Daigo are good at reading patterns and conditioning opponents into doing things, the best players in Street Fighter V are the ones that can't get conditioned, right? But then you can't beat them outside of that, because that's the game. You knock them down and now you've got this mix-up. That's the game, right? And so if you can't beat the people who are good at not being conditioned, there's no way to tweak the game to your favor necessarily. That's how it's starting to feel to me. That's how it's starting to feel.
Those are two of the best all-time Third Strike players, and the
Right.
Third Strike is essentially the same when it comes to that stuff. It's basically about offense. There's almost no zoning in that game. It's about footsies into offense. For almost even the bad characters. That's what it's about.
Yeah.
Even the defensive characters, that's what it's about. And those are the two of the best. So I don't know that that's it. If I'm going to be perfectly honest, I feel like those players are still among the best, but as I've often said, I feel like the new players are just better than the old players. I feel like the skill ceiling is higher. Very few of the older players are still dominating. And I think that rather than a situation where Daigo and Justin and a handful of others are like dominating as they were in the mid-2000s, for sure. Now they're in that bigger group of players that are like always going to be a threat to make top 8s.
Right.
Probably going to win some tournaments here and there. Probably not going to win Capcom.
But do you feel that way?
Yeah, I
do you feel like they're going to win a tournament here and there?
Oh, that I'm not so sure about.
Yeah, see, that's the thing,
so sure
right? That's the thing. Is like I feel like that they're at a significantly weaker position than I would expect them to be. You know what I mean? Like, I don't expect them to be at the level that they're playing at, given their history of skill.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, certainly I would expect more for them. Justin looked quite good earlier.
Look, someone, GTO here is asking what happened to Balrog, Lauren, and Urian, right? I mean, I've been talking about, I had a big old long conversation about this over the weekend as well. Like, why are they not being represented, right?
Yeah.
And it's just, the strongest players don't like using them. There's a weird problem with top players that they don't like using broken characters.
Yeah, that definitely
outside
happens.
of character loyalty, right? But, like, it's been a history. It's just a history. I don't know what it is. Players just, when they know a character is really good, they don't like to use him. It really takes someone like Nemo to be like, screw you, I'm playing this character.
Yeah.
Right? Because if you think about it, Vanilla Sagat didn't win Street Fighter IV.
That's
Chun-Li
true.
didn't win Season 1
Yeah.
of Street Fighter V. And I bring up this, like, here at Wednesday Night Fights, we play ST. We probably have the biggest ST scene in all of the country right now, right? We have like 30, 40 people playing ST week after week at Wednesday Night Fights. Nobody plays Old Sagat.
Oh, yeah.
Nobody plays Vega. I played Vega in the tournament to give people Vega practice. I have a shitty Vega, and I made top 3 with this character.
Yeah.
I killed everybody with this because nobody knew how to fight him. Kuroda
That's funny.
is like playing Q.
Yeah.
Because he's like, I'm the best, so I'm
Well,
going
he
to play
was the
Q,
best, so-
right?
yeah.
Like, there's just something with top players that they don't like playing those characters that are considered too good unless, A, they're like Nemo, or B, that's just who they played, like PR Balrog using Balrog. Like, there's just a weird problem. So, like, I was talking to someone, they were like, so you can't use top 8 results as a means of judging how good a character is.
That's often true,
Yeah. I mean, look at Infiltration, right? Even during Season 1, remember, he was in an interview where he said, I don't want to use these characters because they're too cheap, they're too good, they're too powerful.
Sure. Yeah, I remember.
And I want to have more fun.
Yeah.
This is just a problem with top players. I don't know why that happened. So
Yeah.
the fact that we see no Urian, Balrog, or Laura has no indication on their level of where they are on the tier charts.
Well, I certainly think that there is some of that, and I mean, it's getting stranger and stranger because there's so much money on the line that I feel like people are. It's like injurious to whether you pay the rent if you don't play the strongest if you can.
Yep.
So. But I guess my explanation for that would be more that I think that over time, games tend to prioritize control over burst stuff. I feel like that's basically the case in everything. Over time, characters that can control things better are loop characters who do better. I feel like that's basically what happens here. Right. Karen, Guile, Nash, Guile, Nikali, Karen. All those characters are the control type. Maybe Bison even is. I don't know. Maybe Mika even is, honestly. Right. It's weird. But
what's weird, though, is that this only seems to apply to Street Fighter a lot of the times. Because the people not using the top tier. The only other example I can think of is FAB with Potemkin. But that's just because he's used Potemkin his whole entire life, right? Yeah. But Marvel, everyone likes to be cheap. In Guilty Gear, everyone likes to be cheap.
Well, if you think about it in Marvel, I mean, not everybody plays the obviously best characters. I mean, over time, we've seen people have success with characters that are not maybe the best. Not terrible characters tends not to be.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like it's more about control, and while I think the Balrog has a lot of control, I think he's definitely a strong character. Okay. I mean, they're obviously all Urian, Laura, Balrog, all strong characters. I feel like they maybe over time don't control things as well as some of the rest of the characters in the cast, and they more depend on some stuff to go their way. So,
yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, that's why
that's my only explanation.
Probably why Nemo still has Guile as number one, because Guile is a better control character
and beats Urian
than anyone else. So
man, if you look at the rest of the results, by the way, there were strong players so far down that list. I gotta tell you, look, Haitani got 17th. He had just won whatever that previous major was, UFA, I believe.
Yes,
he's 17th place. So,
man,
you go all the way down to 25th, etc. There's
XYZZY is down here.
Yeah, Edo Strider had just made top 8, right? Like he just
K-Brad down here.
K-Brad down there, right?
Ugh, man.
There were so many good players at this event. It was very fun to watch.
Yeah. And that was the thing, right? Like, every pool was a death bracket.
Yeah.
Every pool was a death bracket. So,
alrighty.
Okay, and so Tekken 7, top 4, 4th place was Rip, Rip. 3rd place was Punko.
Alright.
And also, by the way, 5th place, just outside of this, was Tasty Steve.
Ew, alright.
Just outside, just missed it. 2nd place was Peeling with Xiao Yu. In 1st place, out of nowhere, I mean, they list him as Adark Bronson Tran. Dude, he was on the stream. Did you see his hoodie with the 10-0 logo on there?
Oh, I didn't notice.
Like, everyone was like, man, like, what? How did you get that dumb jacket? And literally there was a table full of Tenno stickers, and he just took it and put it on his jacket.
Oh, man.
And it totally looked like an official jacket. I mean, it looks stitched on too, which is the craziest thing. So
that makes total sense to me. That was really fun for me to watch, I gotta tell you.
Yeah.
I'm getting more and more hyped for Tekken. I know it's still a couple of months away, but man, it is really fun to watch. Really, really fun to watch.
Yeah, it's such a beautiful game.
Yeah,
and then,
totally.
And then, of course, Bronson was entertainment for days. Now,
yes.
Granted, Seglia said this will never happen again. Okay. He's like, that was a one-time thing, and they will never do it again.
It was a good one.
Yeah, and Bronson's the right person to do that with.
Yeah.
But, I mean, that just shows you how strong of a player Bronson is, right? I mean, like, he hasn't touched the game in forever. He's barely played 7.
Is that true?
I mean, maybe he has. I don't know.
I don't know either. I'm just wondering.
I mean, he's a married man now. He's got a job and everything, you know.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
But
in any case, nice work.
Yeah, but I mean, his form of teabagging was landing like that king rolling thing, and I didn't understand that. Like, so I asked the Tekken people, and basically, there's like 2 follow-ups. One that does like 70 damage, the other does like 30. So everyone breaks the 70 because you can break one or the other.
I see.
They just let you take the 30 damage.
I see.
But Bronson was counting on the fact that Punko doesn't really know the game, which he really kind of doesn't, and so he landed it, and that's why he popped off, and that's why everyone went crazy when he started doing that rolling thing. The meat cradle, is that what they call it? Yeah.
I don't know. Is it the meat cradle, really?
I don't know.
I know it's the cradle. But...
Oh, man. Death Cradle.
That sounds more like what it's called.
Cradle.
Yeah, I've just heard people call it Cradle in the past.
Yeah.
Anyway, that was cool.
Yeah, it was good stuff. Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3.
Hey.
We've got something interesting going on
This was
here.
a good one.
Yeah, so 7th place was Kyle P. and PR Balrog, who made his return to the Marvel scene. 5th place was J2 Jin and Jabril, and 5th place. And Jabril, remember, just had won Northwest Majors. 4th place, Killer Kai. Again. 4th place
guy.
again.
He's never going to win.
Yeah. 3rd place, Brian LV in 3rd place. 2nd place, Apology Man. 1st place, New York's Chris G.
There you go.
Now, I know that there was a lot of flack for this. Angelic tweeted out that Ryan LV had a plane to catch, so he might not have been playing as hard, but I think that's a genius option select. I think that was a brilliant mind game to play. So I think that's the meta right there. That's true meta game right there.
Yeah.
You know. But shout outs to Chris G and Apology Man and Chris G. I mean, I hope this inspires Chris G a little bit, because I know one of the things that he's been having problems with is the PS4 version of the game. But to have him actually come out here and win this, you know, because like a lot of people complain about, like, it's the PS4 version. Oh, the adapters for this aren't as good. They introduce lag or whatever like that. Ryan LV's a pad player. He has an adapter, and he's been winning every tournament on the PS4 anyway. So it's like,
there you go.
Can you really complain about it? So yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, so
that top 4 is all control type players, type characters.
Yeah.
Man, PR Rog making top 8. He did say that he would come back into the Marvel scene, and
if it made it to Evo,
He got to Evo.
And he's back.
He's doing it. Nice work.
And shout outs to Kyle P. doing well at West Coast Warzone and here as well.
Yeah, he did well in Street Fighter as well.
The current spirit of Marvel.
Yeah.
And the original spirit of Marvel, no one knows where he has gone. So
yeah, or knew who he was before.
Smash Brothers for Wii U. 7th place was AMS Warrior and Sonata Kyle. 5th place, Shingo and Gunrose. 4th place, Chuck. 3rd place, Wabi. 2nd place, Trevante, and 1st place was Apology Man.
There you go, with Lucario.
But most of the players were probably most of the stronger Smash players were all at, like, CEO Dreamland. I think,
I don't think there were many of the top players there, but Trevante was, I think I heard he was the 2nd ranked NorCal player.
Oh, yeah? Okay.
Please correct me if that's wrong. So, Apology Man beat him. It was a good one. I watched the Grand Finals. And, you know, he's not ranked in that ranking. Apparently that's just because he doesn't go to enough events.
Right.
Yeah. But he's a strong player in that game. Nice work.
Well, he won a tournament there. He got 2nd place in another. So.
He did.
Pokken, 7th place was Bad Intent and Zyflare. 5th place, Suicune Master and Mellow. 4th place, Toasty. 3rd place, Alistair. 2nd place, Double. And 1st place, Slipping Bug.
Yeah, I didn't watch, but I heard from people who I know who are playing that game a lot still that it was a big turnout, and then it was a really good top 8.
It was one of the tournaments that got the bonus from Evo. So a lot of people turned out for that.
There you go.
King of Fighters 14. I'll just do top 4. Gen or Gen D in 4th place. 3rd place was Laik. 2nd place, Romance. And 1st place, Ranald.
All right.
It's about what you would expect at this point, because a lot of people that I talk to in the KOF community say that Ranald is kind of like unstoppable right now. That Ranald's worst enemy, as usual, is himself, which is the standard. So
yeah, sounds right.
And then, of course, Smash Brothers Melee. Top 4 was Milk Waffles in 4th place. MYL in 3rd place. Chalknator or Chokenator in 2nd place with the Ice Climbers. And 1st place, Spark with Sheik.
Man, Ice Climbers got 2nd in 2 Melee tournaments this past weekend. How's that even possible? The character is clearly not good. I don't understand it.
Yeah.
So fun to watch, but
I love the Ice Climbers.
But clearly not a good character.
Yeah.
I don't know. Whatever.
Mango himself said that the character's ass, right?
It seems like ass, I gotta tell you.
But then again, he uses, like, Falco and Fox, which are just, like, they blow up Ice Climbers, because you just run into them and shine, and you watch them go, boop!
Did you watch Armada versus Ice Climbers?
No, I didn't get a chance.
It was horrible. He was just Peach, and he was just floating. That matchup looks impossible. I don't understand how that's even something somebody would do. Why would you stick with Ice Climbers? I don't get it.
Okay.
I mean, it's cool. Like it's that kind of thing where it's like, hey, I think it's awesome that you're doing well with a character that's not great, and it's really fun because I like the grab to death mechanic. I think that's hilarious and cool.
I mean, that's one of the reasons why Wobbles did so well at the one Evo year. He got second place because fighting game fans were there cheering every time he wobbled.
Yeah.
And it was the first time he was like, people are happy I'm doing this. And so, like, he was like super encouraged by it. So
I just think it's clearly bad. Whatever.
Oh, man. Oh, yes, I got to get Hypespotting in there as well. There's a lot of events here, so
we'll talk about that stuff.
Do you want to take a break? And then when we come back, we'll talk about CEO Dreamland and Hypespotting.
You got it, man.
Okay, cool. We'll be right back, guys.